Yeah, oh 12, that was Candace. Calm with complexion, body like heaven, and she was a dancer. Capricorn or Aquarius, but she remind me of a Cancer. She called, I would answer. Late night phone session with the camera. She tryna make a movie on the plasma. She moving like a pro, no amateur. Sex drive, got stamina. She would ask, could I handle her? Then I'm a damager. You in need of a manager.
Hey Rose Fellas and Rose Fellas, it is Candace Rose, and I am finally back with another video. Today's video is a life update. I'm gonna be checking in with you guys and letting you guys know what's been going on with me and how I've been doing. For all my new and old subscribers, welcome back to my channel. And for everyone who is not subscribed to my channel, what the fuck are y'all doing? Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm like y'all's crazy, cool, goofy, fun cousin slash best friend. So yeah, y'all need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So before I get into this life update video, I just want to thank you guys for supporting my last video. That was my BBL, lipo BBL vlog that I uploaded like a month ago, or a little bit over a month ago. I have not been on YouTube. I haven't uploaded ever since I uploaded that video, but you guys made that video go viral. That was my second video that went viral. So I want to thank y'all so much for supporting that video, commenting on that video, liking that video, sharing the video, all of that. So thank you guys so much for supporting that video. So let me grab my smoothie. So I'm drinking this smoothie right now. It looks disgusting. Like, it literally looks like cement, but hopefully it is good. This is a blueberry spinach smoothie, and it has blueberries, of course. It also has coconut milk, coconut oil, 4 packs of stevia, spinach, and English cucumber. I think that's it. So yeah, so we're gonna taste this. Gotta get a straw. I drink everything out of a straw. Oh y'all, this is good as fuck. This is really, really good. Like, it looks disgusting. It looks like cement, like I said, but it tastes really good. I did not think this was gonna be good. Oh yeah, I put ice in here too. And I put it in with all the ingredients. I put the ice in before I blended it. Y'all, this is good. Keto friendly. I think it's like 7 grams of carbs. It is so delicious. All right, y'all. So I got a couple things that I want to discuss with you guys as far as my life update. So the first thing that I want to discuss with y'all is my living situation. I know in a previous video, I was saying that how much I love my apartment so much. And I'm going to be staying here for a while until I get an upgrade, like an upgrade meaning like a house or a condo or something like that. But y'all, I'm moving out when my lease is up. I love the property. I love the apartment. It definitely has potential, but the maintenance and the fucking leasing office, they suck. It's little minor things that need to be fixed in here that bothers me. The maintenance just takes forever to come out and fix everything. The leasing office, they claim that they put in these maintenance requests, but I don't really think that they do. And I'm just tired of it. My refrigerator keeps leaking. It's been leaking ever since I moved into the apartment, and I always put in a maintenance request for them to come fix it. And the only thing they do is just come vacuum up all the water that's in my kitchen. It floods my kitchen. It floods my refrigerator. I am constantly throwing out food because my refrigerator leaks so bad that it gets into the packaging of my food, and I have to throw it out. And a lot of it is like produce and stuff like that, so it gets really, really soggy, and I gotta throw that shit out. Or I have to put all of my groceries on one side of the refrigerator, and y'all, that's the space that's not being used. So I'm moving out. I'm fucking sick of them. And then on top of that, my leasing office keeps losing my fucking keys. They have requested a copy of my keys like 3 different times. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing with my keys? Are y'all like eating them? Are y'all shoving them up your ass? Like, what are y'all doing with my keys, to the point where I'm always giving y'all a copy of my keys? So I'm just done. I'm over them. I'm tired of them. I love this apartment. I did not want to move, but I have to. Now, I am a neat and organized person, and on 3 different occasions, I would see an occasional roach pop out, up to the point where I did let the leasing office know that I'm not going to pay them any more rent until they exterminated. They did exterminate, and come to find out, my neighbors had a mice and roach problem. When I looked up the reviews, which I should have did before I moved in, they had a serious mice and roach issue. Next life update, and this is probably gonna be like the longest segment of this video, is that I got laid off from my job. Yes, y'all, I got laid off from my job, and I got laid off while I was out on leave for my surgery. I have not heard from them. They have not reached out to me. They have not sent me official paperwork. They haven't done anything, and I have been trying to reach out to HR to see if I even have a job, or even if I was employed, and HR has not responded to any of my emails, returned any of my phone calls. So I finally reached out to my supervisor, and she did tell me that I was terminated. So y'all, I've been with the company ever since 2017, when we had a supervisor that I absolutely loved, and we were fully staffed. I mean, I made great money. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably like the best money that I ever made at a job, but the workload and the stress level was extremely strenuous, and basically was the worst job that I ever had. Like, it was the worst job in the history of jobs. It was bad before COVID. It was just like any other job that had its regular stress level. But after COVID hit, y'all, it went from sugar to shit real quick. And in the midst of COVID hitting and at its highest peak, I ended up getting a promotion, and I was promoted to team lead. I had no idea that when I took on this role as team lead, that I was basically signing my life away to the fucking devil. So like I said, when I first started, our supervisor was the fucking bomb. I absolutely loved her. I was so upset when she left. I did not want to see her go. And then supervisor after supervisor just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And when I tell you, being a team lead I had my good and bad days. And when I first became team lead, I was very optimistic about taking on that position. It was me and 2 other team leads, and I just went into this position like, we're going to turn the lab around, we're going to make positive changes, and we're just going to do better. Y'all, it did not happen that way. It just didn't happen that way. And when COVID hit, we had so many people that quit, and we had habitual caller offers that would call off once or twice every single week. And because we were at a very terrible time and period in the healthcare field, our company and the higher ups never fired anybody. And we couldn't get good help either. So not only did we have habitual caller offers, but we had people who quit because the workload was absolutely ridiculous. Like, it was so ridiculous that I'm surprised that the Better Business Bureau did not come and shut that place down, or did not step in. Ever since I got laid off, I heard the lab has gotten worse. It was already terrible when I was fucking there, but I heard through the grapevine that it has gotten worse. The supervisor is the worst, and I mean, she already was fucking terrible when I was there anyway. So if you guys are new to my channel, or if you guys forgot what I did for a living, I was a mobile phlebotomist. So what our job does is that we go to different nursing homes. We each get a route. Each route is anywhere from like 8 to, I want to say, 10 nursing homes that we service, and we draw blood on patients who are unable or too sick to go to like places like a LabCorp or Path Labs or Quest to get their labs done. So we basically come to them, and the job was good. I learned a lot. I learned my way around the city and outskirts of the city of Columbus. So that was cool. You got paid really good, and depending on what shift you wanted, I worked the first shift, so I would start at 3 in the morning, and technically we were supposed to get off at no later than 12. I mean, it was cool. When COVID hit, it was the fucking worst. Those hours from 3 to 11 or 12 no longer fucking existed anymore. Like we were so short staffed and so understaffed that we had to pick up the people who quit or called off. We had to pick up their own shift. So a person who would have anywhere from 8 to 10 homes would have 20 homes at this point. And that is a lot of fucking homes, especially if it's on a Monday and we have to draw blood on patients who are taking a blood thinner such as Coumadin. That makes for a very, very long day. So if you have 20 homes, well, this is the beauty about my job at the time. You can start whenever you want to, but you can't start any later than 3 o'clock in the morning if you work the morning or first shift. So if you have like 20 homes, I'm going to start at like 12 o'clock midnight. That is no fucking life. That means I have to go to bed at like 5 o'clock. And I wouldn't start at 12. It just depended on the day. But I would start like at 1 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes, y'all, I would not get done depending on the day. Like I said, if it was like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I would be getting off of work like around 5 or 6 o'clock the next day. 5 or 6 o'clock p.m. the next day. Y'all, I did not have a fucking life. My family barely saw me. I rarely got any sleep, and I really took care of myself. I missed so many fucking doctor's appointments because I would have to stay and go to work and be at work. And how my job worked was on Mondays was our busy days, and we weren't allowed to call off, and we couldn't request days off. If we called off, that was an automatic 3-day suspension. And it's like, why the fuck are y'all giving people 3-day suspensions when we're already very, very, very short staffed anyway? But you know, they don't really care about us or our safety or our health for that matter. So like I said, like at any other job, you cannot work past 18 hours without clocking out for at least 6 to 8 hours. But my job didn't give a fuck. Like those homes needed to be serviced. So you're gonna service every last home. I don't care if you start at 1 o'clock a.m. on Monday and you get done 1 o'clock and you stayed on the clock till 1 o'clock a.m. on Tuesday. You cannot clock out. You can't take a break. You can't do anything. You better fucking work, and all those homes better get covered. And your specimens better be good, or you're going back out and drawing them again. And I don't care if it was 2 hours away. So yeah, so that's what I had to deal with, you guys. And being the fact that I am a team lead, I had to deal with everybody's call-offs. I had to deal with everybody's problems and issues, which was not the problem at all. But I never fucking got any sleep. My phone would ring off the hook. Even when I did try to get at least an hour of sleep, my phone never stopped ringing. Because my supervisor was calling me, somebody was calling off, or Fleb was calling to tell me their issues that I had to handle it. Besides the phlebotomist calling me or somebody else calling off, that's fine. But I didn't appreciate my supervisor fucking calling me and blowing my fucking phone up. It was irritating, annoying. Let me get some fucking sleep. Period. I was there for a total of 3 years, and I never got not one vacation. And when COVID hit, we were not allowed to take a vacation. We were absolutely not allowed a vacation. If you tried to request a vacation, you automatically got denied because we just didn't have anybody. That's how shady this company was. I ended up getting COVID. I tested positive for COVID, and I still had to work through me having COVID. But instead of me like using my ID number, because everybody gets an ID number, and you have to use that ID number when you fill out the patient's paperwork, and that's technically your signature. But instead of me using my own ID number, I had to use somebody else's to make it look like that somebody else drew that patient and I was out on leave for COVID. But I was technically at work, still around patients. When I tested positive for COVID, I still had to fucking go to work. We did not get hazard pay whatsoever. We couldn't even take a fucking mental break. And when you're going into these nursing homes, you tend to build relationships with your patients, with the nurses and, you know, the staff members there. And it was very hurtful and emotional to see your favorite resident go to the hospital because they contracted COVID and they never came home because they passed away. And they never offered us counseling or anything like that. Like, we literally had to work through COVID. Whew. I never even thought I was going to get emotional even talking about that. I know a lot of times when we're at the job, we have to perform a certain way, and I definitely build relationships with my patients, and to see them leave and not come back, I mean, it is part of the job, but to see them drop like flies like that. Like, my job never even offered us counseling or anything. We just had to just deal with it. Whew. Alright, y'all, I gotta quit crying. I'm a thug ass bitch. We cannot call off. We couldn't basically plan any freaking appointments, whether it be something as far as a hair appointment or a doctor's appointment or a fucking surgery appointment of any kind, because we had to stay at work. Even if when I would plan my appointments at the latest time or the last appointment of the day, like say at 8:00 p.m., I'm still at work. Like, and I couldn't leave. So that was a lot of stress on me. And then I had no social life. Like I said, my family never saw me. If I did go out with like friends or be around family, I literally had to cut my day short because I had to go to bed at like 3 o'clock or anywhere from 3 to like 6 o'clock and be asleep by 7 because I had to wake right back up and go right back to work. When you try to get sleep, when you know that the next day is going to be fucking shitty, and it's not because of the patients at all. The patients had nothing to do with me disliking my job. It was upper management. It was my supervisor. It was other employees. Not all employees, but some employees. It made for a very bad day, and I would be laying in bed just staring at the ceiling because I had anxiety. I would have an anxiety attack every fucking night because I'm like, who's going to fucking call off? What the fuck is going to happen? How many homes am I going to get slammed with? What is the day going to be like? We never had a light day. Never had a freaking light day. And that was the issue. And not only did I have to deal with just the whole dealing with COVID, I also had to deal with other employees, their stank ass attitudes. Like, when I was just a regular smegler phlebotomist, everybody liked me. But as soon as I became as soon as I became a team lead, it started out as 3, but then it ended up turning into 2 co-workers that could not fucking stand my fucking guts. They hated my fucking guts. It probably was 4 or maybe 5. I think it was like 4. And then it turned into 3 that fucking hated my guts. 2 of them was old ass bitches that acted like they was fucking 12 and they acted like they was in high school. And the other 2 were guys. But one of the guys we did end up getting on really, really good terms before I left. And we're cool to this day. So, I mean, we don't talk, but he's okay with me in my book. But I had to deal with fucking attitudes for no reason. They have to understand that I had got thrown into this position. I really did not get trained as a team lead. So I was kind of like winging it. And then on top of that, dealing with COVID. So if I made a mistake, it was an honest mistake. It wasn't that I was doing it on purpose or trying to, you know, short anybody of their money or short anybody of their bag or anything like that. But I was just winging it. I never had a manager position before. I never was a team lead. I never was a supervisor or boss of any kind. I was just a regular employee in my whole entire working career. So I was just like winging it and I had to figure it out on my own. So them bitches just didn't like that, and they, winging it or not, me being new to this or not, them bitches just didn't like me, and they still don't like me to this day, and I don't give a fuck because they can't beat my ass, and I don't like they ass either. Before I went out on my leave, like me and my supervisor, well, the current supervisor right now, she was like super cool, and she seemed like she was down to earth. So she ended up getting a promotion. She was a regular phlebotomist. Then she like worked her way up the ladder, became team lead, and then became a supervisor. She came across as being really cool and understanding. But honey, when I went and got approved for my FMLA, this girl quit talking to me and she said that I lied to her and this, that, and the third. Had I known then that I did not have to tell my supervisor, not even the HR department, that I needed a medical leave and FMLA, I didn't have to tell them shit. I could have just went straight over their head and straight to FMLA. But she knew, and she knew what I was getting my surgery for. So when I did get approved for FMLA, she said that I lied to her. I don't know why, because I just feel like it wasn't her fucking business to begin with, and she knew it wasn't her business to begin with, but she just pried in my fucking business, and I just didn't like that shit. And she immediately just stopped fucking talking to me. Do y'all even understand how hard it is to work with a supervisor? This is your boss. This is the person that you have to report to, that is not talking to you. She does not answer any of your phone calls when you try to call her with a problem. It doesn't even have to be, it's not even personal, it's work related. She's not responding to calls. She's not taking any of my calls or returning my calls back, and she's not responding to any of my messages, my text messages or anything. So it was very, very hard and stressful. It was extremely stressful when she stopped talking to me. So I just feel like that she played real dirty. She was real shady, and she lied about a whole bunch of stuff that she does not think that I know about, but I definitely know about. And you blatantly lied to me in my face one time, like numerous times. You claim that she claimed that I lied to her about me getting FMLA. Okay, sis, if that's, let's just say that, let's just take and run with that. Okay, that was one time that you feel like that I lied to you, but bitch, you was looking me in my face and lied to me numerous times, personal and business wise, and that's why I could not fuck with her at all. And that was just that. I got tired of dealing with everybody's BS. I'm upset that I did get laid off from my job, but at the same time, I kind of feel a little bit free. I do feel free from that job. I'm just gonna hang on to this damn smoothie. It is so fucking delicious. I'm the type of girl that is all about my money. I'm very independent. I rarely ask anybody for anything, and if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense to me. I put up with a lot of shit, and now reflecting on that experience, I could have killed myself. Not only could I have killed myself, I was already in a depression. I could have like really, really hurt myself because I was not getting any sleep. I was sleeping in nursing home parking lots, just shutting my eyes because, like I said, we were mobile. So we have to drive a lot. Y'all, it will be times where I'm in the car and I'm crying like, when is this shift going to be fucking over? When am I going to be able to go home? My eyes was always bloodshot red. I had the biggest bags under my eyes from crying and no sleep. I was just fatigued, and I got tired of eating out of fucking gas stations, and because I never had a chance to sit down and eat a hot meal, home cooked meal. So it was just the worst job. I have been in the phlebotomy industry for over 10 years. I want to say 12 or 13 years. And y'all, where I first started working, I was working as an environmental aide at a nursing home. And making money like that, I feel like that I have arrived, and I busted my ass. So to make money like that, I sacrificed my family time, my social time, my life, my health, and everything just for $1. But at this point, y'all, like, I would rather take a pay cut and have a social life and have a peace of mind than to not have a life and to be bringing home these big fat ass checks. In essence, I am really upset how they did me, because I was a very dedicated and loyal and long-term worker there. I hate how they did me, because I really felt like I was used and finessed, and then they just threw me away. But mentally, I have never felt more at peace. I know that God has a plan for me, and I know that He is not going to let me struggle or fall by the wayside. So yes, I am a little bit upset about being laid off, but I'm at peace. All right, y'all. So for my next life update is, this topic is about like my friends and family. Y'all know family and friends could be a mess, a fucking mess. After my grandfather passed away, I have mended so many relationships with certain people in my family that I feel very much so fulfilled. But after his passing, we have definitely got closer, and we made a pact that we are not gonna let anything get in between us anymore, and we are going to communicate with each other and just talk respectfully and honestly. And for the ones who choose not to associate themselves with our family, how do I say this without sounding like a bitch? We kind of like don't give a fuck. I wish you well, but if you don't want to associate or want to have no dealings with our family, just go ahead and just be in that fucking shell, in that box that you fucking live in, and just go on about your business. Like, I'm at a point in my life where I'm no longer overly extending myself to people who don't want to reciprocate that back. And that goes for friends and family. My friends are pretty much like my A1 day one, so they're pretty much tight, and I'm pretty much so locked in with my friends. I look at my friends as my sisters anyway. So the ones that I talk to on a daily basis, even now to this day, are my A1 day ones, and they are definitely like the ones that I want to move forward in my life with. And the ones that I don't talk to anymore, there's a reason that I'm not fucking talking to you anymore, and I'm not about to overextend myself to people who think that they're better than me, who have the superior attitude. So what is next? Now that I'm laid off, I really had the time to really sit and reflect on what I want to do. So the fact that I always had a job and that I always had a guaranteed check, I never put much effort into my passion, into my gifts. I would always brush my passion to the side. I would always put it to the back burner, because it's like, okay, well, I have my phlebotomy to always fall back on. I have a regular job. I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, so I never put much effort into like my makeup, my cosmetic line, and other things that I wanted to do. Now that I am laid off, I have noticed things about myself, new things about myself that I never knew. And my friends also noticed that too. And they're like, well, you can do X, Y, and Z. You're so good at doing X, Y, and Z. Why don't you capitalize on it or make it a business? I never thought that. So I don't want to tell you exactly what it is yet until it comes into fruition. But y'all get y'all some friends like mine, because they definitely, the friends that I have and certain family members too that I have, they notice things about yourself that you don't notice yourself. Does that make sense? My hustle basically is going to depend on how my life is going to further play out. So this is the time that I sink or swim. Now that I don't have a job, now I have to make lemons out of lemonade. It's very crazy because I used to pray every day while I was going to my first home. I would pray for more time. God, give me more time. Give me more time. Give me more hours in the day to where I'm able to get off from work and spend that much time into my passion, spend more time into my makeup line, spend more time into learning new makeup techniques and practicing my makeup skills. So God said, I'm going to give you more time. And here's your time. I thank God for giving me the time, even though how my job did me so shady. I just have to thank God for the time that I asked him for and I kept asking him for. I really do thank God for giving me more time, and not just more time so that I can work on my passion and on my hustle, but more time with my family, more time that I can spend with my grandmother, because you know, like, she doesn't have her husband anymore. My grandmother is getting up in age, and I want to be able to spend more time with her, more time with my friends, and more time, last but definitely not least, and number one at the top of my list, more time with myself. More time with myself and more time with God. And I have been praying a lot more, and I've been more spiritually in touch with myself and with God now that my mind is not always on the go. So I just thank God for that. And I know that I'm going to be okay. Like I said, this is a fight or flight, and ain't nothing but fucking hustlers in my family, and I am definitely one of them. So we just gonna see how this plays out. All right, you guys, so that is the end of my life update video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. You guys, I'm human just like y'all are. You know, I work the regular 9 to 5 just like y'all. I have everyday situations going on just like y'all. I'm not like this big super huge YouTube star, not yet anyway. I'm speaking that into fruition. I have my own life struggles, so and I will keep you guys posted on my life and vlogs and another life update video. Thank you guys for rocking with me and dealing with me. But yes, you guys, I love y'all so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.